Wang Lun and Yi Yun are diligently eating tree roots. Each stuffed a full stomach full of tree bark sitting on the ground. Yi Yun holds onto his stomach, feeling an uncomfortable pain. Jin Lun Wei asks to follow him and repeat exactly what he will do. Mr. Jin makes a ring of energy with his hands and makes 12 quick movements in different directions. He stands up straight after a martial arts technique is done. He explains that this is what the 12 steps of the elephant appetite technique looks like. Mr. Jin says it's their turn now. If they do well, there will be no problem absorbing energy from the wood. The disciples show their displeasure. Wang Lun has a question. What if they can't learn these moves, and then what happens to what they just ate? Mr. Jin tells them that it will take pushing harder in the bathroom, and if it doesn't work, he doesn't know yet. Wang Lun and the disciples immediately bowed down, feeling nauseous. Lian Chengyu volunteered to try and replicate this martial arts technique. He stands up, repeating the motions with his hands. The disciples admire Lian Chengyu's movements, which are exactly the same as Mr. Jin's. Lian Chengyu ends with a repetition of martial arts techniques. Jin Lun Wei says that Lian Chengyu's movements will do quite well. They both turn around, looking away. They notice Yi Yun about to repeat Mr. Jin's movements in the same way. Lian Chengyu thinks how Yi Yun was only recently full of energy and arrogance, and now he won't be able to cope. The elephant appetite technique uses a set of specific movements to stimulate digestion. Lian Chengyu was only able to grasp the essence superficially, but he hadn't learned the basics. Yi Yun realizes that the most important thing is to strike a balance. Yi Yun, concentrating, repeats Mr. Jin's every move. Jin Lun Wei is surprised to see Yi Yun try to repeat the movements for the first time, and one can already sense his complete understanding of the essence of the elephant appetite technique. The disciples are shocked by Yi Yun's abilities, suggesting that he might be even stronger than Mr. Lian. Lian Chengyu irritatedly observes the scene, hating Yi Yun. After the elephant appetite technique, Yi Yun's stomach is blazing. The elephant appetite technique stimulates both qi and blood. At this rate, Yi Yun would be able to sell even an iron nail and glass. Lian Chengyu heads over to Yi Yun and, clapping him, says that he too is now convinced. He walks closer, telling Yi Yun that he is indeed gifted. Lian Chengyu claps Yi Yun on the shoulder and apologizes to him for doubting him earlier. He says that in the future, he will send Yi Yun to a hunting camp where resources will be distributed to train him. Yi Yun looks at Lian Chengyu with confusion. Lian Chengyu tells him that when the competition is over and he becomes a warrior of the kingdom, Lian Chengyu will help Yi Yun choose from the wild plains. Together, the two of them will raise the clan from its knees. Yi Yun inhaled, mentally asking Lian Chengyu to stop making this farce. Yi Yun quickly changes his face and thanks Mr. Lian Chengyu, promising that he won't let him down. Lian Chengyu asks Mr. Jin to demonstrate those 12 steps one more time. Jin Lun Wei explains that the elephant appetite technique will play a huge role for them in the future. It is only worth honing it. He will show the technique again, but slower. Jin Lun Wei asks you to watch and memorize. Not the next day, all students are maximally exhausted. Jin Lun Wei became angry, noticing the state of the disciples. They explained that they spent their night last night honing their technique and fighting for their lives. They bowed to Lord Jin, begging him to have mercy. Jin Lun Wei, Lian Chengyu, and Yi Yun would train together, while the others would continue to learn the normal practice. Mr. Lian Chengyu approaches Yi Yun and addresses him. He tells him to behave properly in front of Master Jin. Yi Yun understands. Jin Lun Wei opens the windows while looking at the full moon. He writes a little letter with a training manual, for he has to go about his business. Riding the monster, he leaves them. The next day, Lian Chengyu reports that Mr. Jin has left them due to sudden business. The disciples were told to continue practicing diligently. Lian Chengyu asks Yi Yun to come over later, as he wants to discuss something with him privately. Time passes and Yi Yun approaches Mr. Lian. Lian Chengyu tells him that Jin Lun Wei left some pills that they can split in half. Yi Yun thanks the young master, saying that it's a great honor for him. Lian Chengyu says that it is too early for Yi Yun to take them, and he will save them for later. Lian Chengyu helps Yi Yun reach the second level of mortal blood after cooking the monster bone and gives him the pills afterwards. Yi Yun hangs around in front of the young master, saying that he will never forget his kindness and will definitely pay him back in full. Lian Chengyu states that it's all for the future of the Lian tribe, so one must endeavor for the sake of their people. Lian Chengyu suggests engaging in daily monster bone brewing control. Yi Yun promises that he will do the right thing. Yi Yun realizes that the young master wants to take advantage of the poisonous bone vapor that will drive him to his death. Lian Chengyu asks Yi Yun to go watch the brewing process, and Yi Yun thanks the Lord, getting ready to leave. Yi Yun will not leave a single drop of energy behind, for all of it will be absorbed by himself. The man next to him informs him that if Yi Yun is gone for a few days, he will be considered dead. Yi Yun hasn't replenished his energy for a couple of days, and he's hungry. He walks up the steps to the cauldron, where the monster's bone is boiling. Lian Chengyu is too impatient, so Yi Yun should break through to the next level as soon as possible. You get ready, he tells you to begin the energy absorption process. Yi Yun's amethyst begins to absorb the pure energy of the monster bone. The crystal finishes nourishing the energy and strengthening Yi Yun's body. Yi Yun starts to bleed, but he finally absorbs it all without a trace. Yi Yun faints, falling to the ground. A couple of people were gathering around Yi Yun. He is completely exhausted and gradually closes his eyes. People around ask to inform the young gentleman that someone has fainted. A couple of people examine Yi Yun. Yi Yun regains consciousness and feels terrible pain, not realizing what has happened. He opens his eyes, which have changed color. Yi Yun notices the man that is about to look at Yi Yun's condition. The passerby asks that someone be sent to inform young Mr. Liang. The guy touches Yi Yun's shoulder, but after quickly withdrawing his hand, feeling the heat, he gently rolls Yi Yun over onto his back. Yi Yun's eyes turned bright orange. His eyes, nose, and mouth were bleeding. The man was frightened by Yi Yun's appearance, thinking that it was as if someone had possessed him. He fearfully crawls further away from Yi Yun, saying that he is possessed. Energy is blazing in Yi Yun's medians. He doesn't realize if it's because of the tension in his body or because of the amethyst. Yi Yun feels like he's about to explode. Yi Yun realizes that as soon as Lian Chengyu appears, he's screwed. Yi Yun, barely moving, wants to escape as soon as possible. He rises, walking past people. People really do think he's possessed now. They notice that Yi Yun doesn't have much left to live for, so they decide it's best to leave him alone. Young Master Lian Chengyu comes to young Master Lian Chengyu with good news for him. He is told that the laborers discovered Yi Yun, who was bleeding from every crevice. Lian Chengyu is happy about this news and wonders how come there is so much trouble with Yi Yun. The guy next to him confidently suggests that the young master feed Yi Yun's body to the dogs to unwind. Lian Chengyu slaps the one on the back of his head, saying that he doesn't want Mr. Jin to scold them upon their return. Lian Chengyu wants to see Yi Yun die, so he asks to hire someone to bring Yi Yun to him. The boy bows to the young master, saying that all his orders will be obeyed. Lian Chengyu asks him to remember to inform Yi Yun's sister about it. Besides, he wants to talk about something. The boy supports the Lord's idea. Yi Yun is struggling to walk somewhere. There is something wrong with his eyes. He can't see anything. Yi Yun's eyes felt like flames were everywhere. Yi Yun, walking little by little, reaches the end of the road where the river is farther away. Jian Xiaoju looks back when someone addresses her. She wondered what was wrong since Mr. Lian had asked her to tell her something. The man reports that the young gentleman just to say that something has happened to her brother. He tells her that her brother seems to be possessed by a spirit and is bleeding all over. Jian Xiaozhou gets scared after hearing the stranger's words. He tearfully rises from the bench, dropping the basket of yarn. The guy yells after her to keep it up. Jian Xiaozhou runs in the bloody footsteps of Yi Yun's brother, crying. She notices her brother at the edge of the shore that she is about to fall into the water. She shouts after him. The man was worried that Jian Xiaozhou was also going to commit suicide. Yi Yun falls forward exhaustedly, ignoring her sister's calls. Yi Yun falls into the river. Jian Xiaozhou didn't get to him in time to save him, and Yun is carried by the strong current further down the river. Yi Yun wants to turn to Sister Xiaozhu, but the current is already taking him down. Jian Xiaozhu falls to the ground, unable to believe that she had lost her brother again. Guy finds her sighing, for he thought he almost missed Jian Xiaozhu. He sits down next to Jian Xiaozhu and tells her to just be patient until her brother's body is found. He wonders what the young master is going to do with Jian Xiaozhu. Jian Xiaozhu cries worriedly and quietly calls out to his brother Yi Yun. Lian Chengyu is standing beside many graves. In his hands is a purple crystal that glows slightly in the dark. Wang Lun runs to young master Lian. He has finally tracked everything down for Lian Chengyu. Lian Chengyu quickly hides the crystal when he hears someone else's voice. Wang Lun reports that the appearance of the frost poison has stirred up the entire tribe now. He adds that no one is even willing to look for Yi Yun's body. Lian Chengyu resents Wang Lun for invading the tribe's cemetery just for the sake of it. The subordinate kneels down and begs Lian Chengyu for forgiveness. Lian Chengyu hints that there will be no more problems if the person responsible for all of this pays with his life. Wang Lun says that Lian Chengyu's plan is excellent as always, and he completely understands everything. Wang Lun adds that Yi Yun's young sister would make an excellent servant for Lian Chengyu. Young Mr. Liang says that this is a valid point. Lian Chengyu knocks Wang Lun down, chopping the bamboo around him. Young Master Lian Chengyu strictly orders the man to move away. Lian Chengyu asks his parents to forgive him, for they will avenge them. He chose the hard way, but asking his mother and father to wait for him. Wang Lun walks out of the cemetery, shrinking in pain. Yao Yuan meets him, noting that he really dared to sneak into the tribe's graveyard to find Lian Chengyu. Lian Chengyu notices that teacher Yao has arrived here as well. Yao Yuan has something to tell Lian Chengyu. Lian Chengyu says that Yi Yun's remains have not been found, and this time the situation is very different from the fate of Lian Chengyu's parents. If Lian Chengyu were to dig a grave for Yi Yun, an empty coffin would have to be buried. Yao Yuan recalled that it had been 10 years since Lian Chengyu's grandfather had lost 2 people of their tribe. Since then, the old man had become completely indifferent to the residents. Instructor Yao says that for the sake of his own breakthrough, Lian Chengyu decided to sacrifice many lives. He explains that because of Lian Chengyu's jealousy, the innocent Yi Yun died, and his sister fell into his dirty hands. It's a shame for Lian Chengyu's parents. During the wild calamity when teacher Yao visited his tribe, Lian Chengyu was there with his parents. After all, they were the ones who had saved Lian Chengyu's life. Lian Chengyu says that teacher Yao himself saw Lian Chengyu's parents swallowed by a beast. Not even a bone was left of them. But Yao Yuan doesn't know where exactly Lian Chengyu was at this time. Which till Yao Yuan doesn't understand what Lian Chengyu wants to say with this. He pulls out a purple crystal, saying that he was lucky enough at that time to meet certain people from the wild plains. From them, Lian Chengyu learned that that incident with his parents was no accident. Lian Chengyu explains that during the wild calamity, those who were engaged in cooking monster bones were able to escape. Yao Yuan, falling into a stupor, asks if Lian Chengyu's words are serious. Young Master Lian walks past teacher Yao. Yao Yuan excitedly asks Lian Chengyu what really happened 10 years ago. Lian Chengyu tells a very old belief that with the coming of the wild beasts, an emperor will descend into this world and his tribe will follow him. Lian Chengyu is going to get rid of all the disparate tribes of this world, starting with this Lian Mountain tribe. Lian Chengyu laughs loudly as he leaves the Plemch cemetery. Yao Yuan appeals to the benefactors, saying that he can no longer control their son, Lian Chengyu. Yao Yuan sighs heavily after what happened, looking at the sky full of stars. And Yunya regains consciousness and the eastern river carries down. The shock of falling into the water slightly dulled the pain in Yi Yun's body. Yi Yun notices the strange light, not realizing if it's his instincts or something else. The energy is still surging in Yi Yun's body. He needs to swim as deep as possible. He floats lightly to the bottom of the river. Yi Yun feels that the water pressure is so strong. But Yi Yun feels quite good, and there is no need for him to breathe. Yi Yun sits at the bottom of the river. He needs to channel all his energy straight down the meridians. After finishing, Yi Yun will wonder what he should do next. He looks at his hands and thinks about strengthening his body with the Tiger Dragon Fist technique. Afterward, he gets the idea to take advantage of the elephant's appetite to speed up the absorption of excess energy. He's still considering practicing with the high pressure in mind. Yi Yun feels a pleasant current flowing through him. Yi Yun abruptly recalls Sister Xiaoju. There was a sudden prickling in Yi Yun's chest. Yi Yun doesn't realize what's going on at first. Yi Yun's emotions caused his own heart to contract, causing the energy circulating in his body to stagnate. Yi Yun should make a gust before he returned, and then Yi Yun would be able to protect Jian Xiaoju. And Yun needs to get rid of disturbing thoughts and put his best foot forward, distributing energy throughout his body and to the amethyst. Yi Yun is undergoing unity with the Tao, or more correctly, unity with water. Yi Yun chose the best path for himself. The Tiger Dragon Fist and Elephant Appetite techniques have their own disadvantages. Yi Yun was able to not only survive the turbulent water currents, but also retain a steadiness of mind that not everyone could. By combining techniques, he entered a state that few mortals could awaken. Yi Yun has a formless and perfect unity with the world. Small-sized man turns to the pretty girl next to him. He tells her it's time for the next step. The teacher tells the girl about the level 6 monster and gives her 15 minutes. Shintong tries to concentrate to land a strike. Shintong throws the seals towards the monster. They increase in size while absorbing a level 6 monster. Shintong makes several important gestures with his hands. All that was left of the monster was a single bone. Shintong diligently continues to perform various techniques. The bones come together, blazing with a bright glow. Shintong produces the last technique, and the bones turn into one small flame. Shintong takes out a single seal. A very small bone forms from the flame. Shintong notices how small the bone is. Shintong had been refining the bone for 15 minutes. Considering her age, it was impossible to find another equally brilliant Desolate Heaven Master in the wastelands. The teacher sighs and asks Shintong to just use this bone relic. Shintong was born with yin energy flowing through her veins. Master is worried about her. Once upon a time in the past, there lived an empress who was born with yin energy in her blood, and she was able to get rid of the curse by performing a secret transformation ritual. But no one knows how to perform such a ritual. The teacher sighs, not knowing what to do. Shintong says that the clan extended her life through bone relics. I guess she's still lucky. Shintong wondered if the fact that they had advanced into the wild plains was related to the Taihei Kingdom's competition. The teacher explains that their stay is not just for training. Teacher is going to tell Shintong everything along the way. The teacher says that the purple clouds in the wild plains began to thicken, for something had happened. Due to the high concentration of yin energy in these places, the monsters of the plains had become more dangerous. The current competition of the Taihei Kingdom is necessary to prevent 3 possible events. The teacher tells us that the first is the appearance of the treasure, and the second is that a disaster will occur. He says the problem is the compass pointing to the treasure. It's completely unresponsive. And there have been no disasters in the wilderness. There's a third one coming out from here, but it's still an unconfirmed rumor, so the teacher brought Shin Tong here. Shin Tong is surprised that the teacher is doing this for her. He asks her to hurry up. They would go to the Tao tribe through the Lian tribe, because it would be faster. Suddenly the teacher notices something in the distance. He shouts to Shin Tong that someone has drowned in the river and offers to check. Yi Yun whispers that he's hungry, and Yun is gently lifted out of the water and he opens his eyes. Yi Yun notices the interested girl in front of him. Yi Yun lies by the shore and looks at the people he doesn't know. He meets the girl's eyes and remains silent. Yi Yun comes out of the water and suddenly he is numbed. Shin Tong continues to watch Yi Yun carefully. Yi Yun quickly rises up and wipes his mouth with his hand. He awkwardly wonders who saved him. Shin Tong hesitates and asks why Yi Yun was in the water. Yi Yun realizes that he can't tell them that he cultivated underwater. Otherwise, he would reveal the powers of the amethyst to them. Yi Yun bows and thanks for being rescued, but the teacher interrupts him, saying that Yi Yun is a sly youngster. Yi Yun is surprised that this person has already understood everything. Obviously, Yi Yun couldn't have drowned, considering his pulse rate, as well as the undigested food residue after cultivation. Yi Yun doesn't understand how this man knew everything about him. Teacher is not interested in Yi Yun's secrets. It's not proper for an emperor to meddle in the affairs of commoners. He was only curious as to how Yi Yun was able to reach the brave man stage. Yi Yun didn't understand why he was still at the mortal blood level if he had completely absorbed the monster bone. Teacher says that Yi Yun has the purest veins and a body like a master cultivator. He wondered how Yi Yun was going to explain it. Shin Tong wondered if Yi Yun really had the perfect body of his cultivation level. The teacher confirms, but considering where Yi Yun is from, such a thing could be called a joy. Yi Yun realizes that these aren't ordinary people and it doesn't look like they want to harm him. The teacher says it is rare to find a well-developed body at the brave stage. The teacher proves that Yi Yun absorbed the valuable treasure and then fell into the water after reaching this level of development. Yi Yun is surprised by the teacher's accurate guess. For Yi Yun, it's fortunate that he met a teacher. He holds out 3 coins for Yi Yun to buy himself some candy. Yi Yun smiled brokenly and awkwardly. He is surprised that there are even such curmudgeonly experts. He realizes that even a couple of bronze coins for a poor commoner like Yi Yun are very important. Yi Yun does his best for Sister Jo. He thinks back to his sister, realizing he has to hurry back. Yi Yun would wonder if these people could help him fight against Lian Chengyu. Yi Yun bows to them and offers to guide them to the Lian tribe. The teacher refuses Yi Yun's help and tells Shin Tong that it's time to eat. Shin Tong suggests that Yi Yun join them to dry off and have a snack, and Yun should take advantage of this opportunity since they would end up in the Lian tribe anyway. Yi Yun will keep them company at lunch. The teacher complains that he'll have to share the food with Yi Yun because it's a big waste. Yi Yun notices that the roasted chicken is clearly unusual. The teacher asks Yi Yun if he has ever seen a real chicken. Yi Yun thought that immortals like them didn't require food. Yi Yun's words hit the teacher in his heart with a large stone. He resented that Yi Yun thought that they didn't need to eat. After all, it was called cultivation. Teacher says that Yi Yun is lucky to see his culinary skills. Yi Yun notices the teacher's strange taste in food. The teacher asks Yi Yun to take a look at the unique charcoal pheasant. He gives the food to Shin Tong and tells Yi Yun to make his own chicken. Yi Yun doesn't mind, but he's not that good at talking. Yi Yun realizes that if he succeeds, he might be able to get his grandfather's support. Yi Yun chooses his chicken, deciding that he will cook it baked under salt. Teacher wonders what Yi Yun is up to. Yi Yun asks if they have any wine with them. The teacher easily hands Yi Yun a bottle of wine. Shin Tong wonders why the teacher let Yi Yun drink alcohol. Teacher notices Yi Yun adding wine to the dish and resents him for wasting his wine for nothing. Shin Tong watches Yi Yun in surprise. She tells her teacher that he should drink less too. The teacher sighs indignantly. Yi Yun adds more salt to the dish. The teacher is surprised at this amount of salt. Yi Yun closes the lid of the dish, leaving the chicken to cook. They wait for the chicken to cook. When the chicken is baked, Yi Yun takes it away from the fire. Shin Tong and her teacher marvel at the beautiful-looking chicken that Yi Yun cooked himself. The teacher senses a magical aroma coming from the dish. Yi Yun is enjoying the chicken. It's nicely baked. Yi Yun offers Shin Tong a piece to try. The teacher yells to let him taste the chicken first. Yi Yun notices that there isn't much food left in the saucer. He looks up and notices the teacher has almost eaten everything. Yi Yun is surprised, but immediately remembers that this is the right time for his request. The teacher praises Yi Yun's dish, wanting to know its name. He's going to give Yi Yun some more money. Yi Yun interrupts, saying that he doesn't need money and this dish is called Pheasant of Fate. The teacher wonders what Yi Yun wants. Yi Yun politely asks the teacher for only one thing. Yi Yun realizes that the teacher is an unusual person and has a significant status in society. The teacher asks Yi Yun to stop flattery and tell it like it is. Yi Yun wants to say that the only way for him to survive in these plains is to possess a teacher-like strength. Therefore, Yi Yun only dares to ask the teacher for strength. The teacher asks if Yi Yun wanted to be taken as a student. Yi Yun says that if a teacher desired a student, he could choose anyone. Yi Yun remembered that the teacher had mentioned Yi Yun's average potential. The teacher says that Yi Yun's level of development is not enough to take him on as a disciple. Yi Yun bows down, realizing this. The teacher says the world is dangerous and resources are extremely scarce. He explains that with Yi Yun's potential, one would need to absorb dozens of times more than usual. He says that even Lian Chengyu dared to reach the purple blood level. He suggests that Yi Yun try his luck in the state of the Taihei Kingdom, and if he is lucky, he will have to worry about clothes and food. Yi Yun only asks for a little bit of cultivation resources from the teacher. The teacher indignantly points out Yi Yun's insolence. Shin Tong tells the teacher that nothing bad will happen if they share a little with Yi Yun. The teacher explains to her that giving Yi Yun anything is just a waste of money. Yi Yun reveals that he knows the Tiger Dragon Fist technique. The teacher asks how Yi Yun dares to ask for help if he has a teacher. Yi Yun explains that he doesn't have a teacher. He learned everything by himself. The teacher asks Shin Tong to show Yi Yun how high the sky is and how unreachable the stars are. He allows Shin Tong to use the Tiger Dragon technique and suppress his cultivation level to the third stage of mortal blood. The teacher gives Yi Yun an indulgence, and if Yi Yun can stand it, then so-and-so will take him on as a disciple. Shin Tong asks her not to bully Yi Yun like this. After all, she has been perfecting this technique for half a year. Yi Yun agrees, and the teacher asks Shin Tong to be careful with Yi Yun. Yi Yun stands before Shin Tong and hopes for her guidance. Shin Tong explains to Yi Yun that it's not worth such formalities. Yi Yun realizes that this is his first fight. Shin Tong created a bounding zone and asks Yi Yun to start. Yi Yun says that Shin Tong better start first. Yi Yun doesn't even know how to go on the offensive. Shin Tong jumps up and tells Yi Yun to be careful. Yi Yun notices Shin Tong looming over him. Shin Tong solidly lands a nice shot to the body. Yi Yun lifts high into the sky. He realizes there is nowhere to hide in the air. Shin Tong suddenly loomed towards him once again. Yi Yun prepares to strike, apologizing to Shin Tong in advance. They move toward each other, preparing to strike. It was as if time was slowing down when Yi Yun was fully concentrated. Yi Yun was sure that Shin Tong would definitely be surprised by what was about to happen. Yi Yun realizes that if Shin is going to make a palm fist, he needs to interrupt it with his grip. Shin Tong and Yi Yun's palms meet in a strong strike. Shin Tong is surprised when Yi Yun is immediately pushed away after her punch. Teacher says that Shin Tong is too soft-hearted. He notices how the first blow has passed. Yi Yun pushes off into the water and he quickly stands up on the rock. He notices that he is not weakly thrown back. Yi Yun is still too inexperienced, but he needs to draw a conclusion from this. He decides it's not worth holding back, as another attack like that is not something his arm can withstand. He jumps into the water, hiding from Shin Tong. Suddenly, Yi Yun jumps out of the water. The Tiger Dragon Water Fist swiftly headed towards Shin Tong. Shin Tong is greatly surprised. Yi Yun prepares with all his might to make a strike. Shin Tong apologizes, stopping Yi Yun. They are frozen in midair together. Yi Yun doesn't understand why he's immobilized. Suddenly, Yi Yun is once again thrown aside by a powerful punch. The water extinguishes the teacher's campfire, and he returns that one should not use spiritual forces, especially the water element, so thoughtlessly. A rainbow appears in the sky for a short time. Yi Yun still lost even though he used the attack at full power. However, Yi Yun realizes that he has definitely become much stronger than he was. Shin Tong asks Yi Yun not to get up, for she is about to give him the medicine. Yi Yun remarks that Shin Tong is quite formidable, but also beautiful. Yi Yun talks about his defeat and asks Shin Tong not to worry. Shin Tong mentions the technique that Yi Yun had just used. She apologizes because Yi Yun's last blow was repelled not by her fist, but by the strength of the Tiger Dragon. The teacher is surprised at what Shin Tong has done. Shin Tong explains himself and gives the victory to Yi Yun. Yi Yun is surprised at what is happening, and the teacher sighs heavily. Teacher doesn't understand what Yi Yun is excited about. After all, clearly Shin Tong won. Yi Yun bows down, saying that he lost to the mystic Maiden Heart Sutra, so Shin Tong won. Shin says she broke the rules, so the teacher gives Yi Yun the win after all. Yi Yun thanks them for the precious materials. Shin Tong holds out the book Tiger Dragon Fist to Yun as well. Yi Yun can't accept such a gift after all. It wasn't in their agreement. Shin Tong gives Yi Yun the book, as he needs it more. The teacher is surprised because this book can be sold for a huge amount of money. Yi Yun thanks Shin Tong. The teacher is going to provide Yi Yun with the materials they agreed upon. Yi Yun notices the monster's large head, and it is explained to Yun that this is Qilin's beast. Shin says that the bones of this monster are of an acceptable level, but the beast itself is quite weak. Legends say that the lineage of Qilin beasts comes from the ancient Qilin. Shin Tong tells us that by absorbing fire spirits, the beasts grow and strengthen their blood. Absorbing fire energy, these beasts attempt to be reborn. Shin Tong explains that these beasts are destined by fate to die prematurely. Yi Yun hesitates and decides that he will never back down. Yi Yun asks the teacher that he wanted to inspire Yi Yun with the Qilin beast. The teacher tells Yi Yun to take care of himself and not to let anyone interfere with his development. Yi Yun bows down and thanks the teacher for his concern and lesson. The teacher gives the head of the beast to Yi Yun and says that if he absorbs the beast's energy carefully, the scent will last for 10 years. He gives him an amulet that will someday save Yi Yun's life. Yi Yun thanks the teacher and wishes to know his name. Soon, Yi Yun notices the teacher's name, Su Jie, on the amulet. Yi Yun will never forget Su Jie's kindness. He reminds Yi Yun that he promised to cook food for him. Su Jie is sitting around the campfire with Shin Tong. He really didn't want to let Yi Yun go. Shin Tong asks the teacher how much he appreciates Yi Yun. Su Jie simply admires Yi Yun's careful attempts. Su Jie has no idea how Yi Yun will make his way into the Divine Taihei competition. Shin sadly realizes that they won't be seeing Yi Yun. Su Jie wonders if Shin Tong has fallen in love with Yi Yun. Shin Tong says that when their hands came into contact, she felt something. This sensation was coming from the cursed Shin Tong meridians. Su Jie abruptly stands up and tells Shin Tong that it's time to move out. He says he sent Wang Lun to gather information, so the meeting will take place in the Tao tribe. Su Jie tells Shin Tong not to worry about Yi Yun, because he will definitely come to the competition. If Yi Yun doesn't come, Su Jie will personally drag him there. The elder praises Lian Chengyu. He did not put the tribe's hopes in Lian Chengyu for nothing. He says that Lian Chengyu did a smart thing by dumping all the blame on Yi Yun's family. Zhao Teju enters, reporting that the tribesmen are beyond furious. He asks what they're going to do with the girl. Lian Chengyu says for Zhao Teju to leave immediately and watch the developments. Zhao Teju tries to politely ask for permission to search for Yi Yun's body. Lian Chengyu resented that Yi Yun would be able to blame the death of the tribesmen on Lian Chengyu with his death. Lian Chengyu tells the servant to step down and return by midnight for the exorcism rite. The shaman begins to perform an exorcism ritual. The people listening to the shaman's words are cheering him on. Tribesmen pick up rocks by throwing them. They throw rocks at Yi Yun's house, saying that his sister was getting away. Rocks enter the house through the windows, and Jian Xiaoju waits for Yi Yun. One of the women says it's time to set that house on fire. Suddenly, the woman is hit from behind by something and falls to the ground. The old man asks people not to panic, and he too is hit from behind by something. People are scattering and panicking. Zhao Teju doesn't understand why the commotion has started, and everyone is running. Suddenly, he is also being shafted to the ground. Yi Yun comes out and says that if they weren't related to Lian Chengyu, they would already be dead. Yi Yun approaches the house, asking his sister for forgiveness. He walks into the house, noticing Jian Xiaozhou sitting on the floor. Jian Xiaozhou looks up in surprise at Yi Yun, who had just arrived. She barely gets to her feet and moves towards Yi Yun. Yi Yun notices how exhausted Lin Xiaozhou is. Jian Xiaozhou hugs her brother tightly, and Yi Yun won't let them fill her up anymore. Jian Xiaozhou asks Yi Yun to be on guard and faints. Yi Yun notices someone behind him. Auntie is surprised by Yi Yun's appearance. He tells them that everything is fine. Xiao Ka thought that Yi Yun was dead, and the tribesmen hated Yi Yun. Uncle and Auntie know that Yi Yun has done nothing wrong. Yi Yun tells them that they will leave this tribe to avoid further anger. Uncle promises that he won't tell anyone about this. Xiao Ka is worried that Yi Yun won't come back. He promises her that he will come back soon. Leaving the tribe with Jian Xiaozhu, Yi Yun sees his house being set on fire, and he wishes for Lian Chengyu's death. Yi Yun takes Jian Xiaozhou to the tree hut. Jian Xiaozhou, lying on the bed, finally regained consciousness. Yi Yun notices that Sis is awake. Jian Xiaozhou can't believe that Yi Yun has returned. He explains to his sister that everything is fine and it's really him. Suddenly, Jian Xiaozhou hugs Yi Yun tightly. Jian Xiaozhou tearfully talks about how Yi Yun scared her to death. After a while, Jian Xiaozhou wondered where they were. Yi Yun tells us that he built this hut on the other side of the mountain, and now it is their shelter. And Yun has to practice, but it all takes a lot of time. Jian Xiaozhou understands his brother and is supportive. Yi Yun is going to prepare the best dishes for the housewarming celebration. And Jiang Xiaozhu is surprised that Yi Yun made the oven himself. Yi Yun is about to show Jian Xiaozhou something, and she asks him not to linger. Yi Yun unwraps the cloth, revealing a multitude of useful foods. Jian Xiaozhou is surprised, wanting to know how many more surprises Yi Yun has in store. Yi Yun says that the most important thing is that Yi Yun will still be her brother like that. It will definitely stay the same. Yi Yun says that he happened to meet an old man from whom he received many useful things. Yi Yun is going to show Jian Xiaozhou a few tricks. Jian Xiaozhou smiles as she sees Yi Yun amusedly slicing the food. Jian Xiaozhou is surprised by Yi Yun's martial arts and cooking master. Yi Yun offers her some steamed pork. Yi Yun lets Jian Xiaozhou taste a piece of pork, and she is surprised at how delicious it is. Yi Yun also prepared pork stew, roasted chicken, boiled vegetables, and soup for his sister. Yi Yun and Jian Xiaozhou are having a pleasant dinner contentedly. Jian Xiaozhou is worried that someone will discover them while collecting firewood. But Yi Yun reassures her sister and is about to show her something. Yi-yun puts all the dishes away, pulling out another bag. Yi-yun shows her the head of the beast, thanks to which they won't need firewood, because the heat in the hut will be maintained by this head. Jian Xiaozhou takes Yi-yun's hand. She is happy to have Yi-yun. Jian Xiaozhou asks Yi-yun is afraid to sleep, thinking that Yi-yun will lose again, but he reassures her. Soon, Jian Xiaozhou falls asleep with Yi-yun with her. Yi-yun realizes how much Jian Xiaozhou has suffered in his absence. Yi-yun stands up, realizing that for Jian Xiaozhou's sake, he must continue practicing martial arts. Yi-yun takes out the Tiger Dragon Fist book that the old man gave him. Yi-yun now understands why the old man doesn't want to give Yi-yun the book. Yi-yun, opening the book, realizes that Miss Lin has passed on all her knowledge of the Tiger Dragon Fist technique. The technique is detailed that Yi-yun realizes that this is indeed an incredible gift. Yi-yun notices all the tricks of the technique. He closes the book and concentrates. According to what Miss Lin had written, this technique would help Yi-yun reach peak purple blood levels. Yi-yun realizes that cultivating martial arts is like fighting fate against heaven, and all of this will cost Yi-yun a lot of money. Yun realizes that he will have to do a lot of unnecessary chores if he follows the book. Yi-yun recalls Shintong's words that there are limits to this practice, and martial arts are not limited by anything. Yi-yun realizes that if he takes this technique as a basis and integrates it into his own style, he will peak faster. Before it's too late, Yi-yun should use Qilin's head to speed up his development. Yi-yun sits down in front of his head, taking his time. Yi-yun begins the cultivation process. He notices that he used to have a harder time controlling the cultivation process, and Yun is finding the process easier each time. Qilin's head, giving off its own energy. Yi-yun leaves, swinging open the doors of the hut. Yi-yun left a note for his sister that he had left to practice martial arts. Yi-yun could control not only the absorption rate, but also the concentration of energy in the body. Yi-yun instantly lifts in the air. Yi-yun is finally full of energy, and he is only going to find a place to train. He finds a plain with a large rock where he will train. The Tiger Dragon Fist technique is much stronger, but it consumes many times more energy than Yi-yun. Yi-yun still needs to learn the true strength of this technique. Yi-yun prepares to strike, transferring all the energy into his fist. With a powerful fist strike, Yi-yun touches the huge stone. The stone shattered into splinters after Yi-yun's punch. Yi-yun rolls on the ground. He didn't expect such a technique to be so powerful. Suddenly, Yi-yun notices how he automatically absorbs the energy of the earth and the heavens. Yi-yun is pleased to see that he's managed to improve his body. Suddenly, Yi-yun remembers that he promised Jian Xiaozhou to come back early from practice. Yi-yun returns to the hut, apologizing to his sister for being late. Jian Xiaozhou invites Yi-yun to the table, for Yi-yun must be tired. Jian Xiaozhou collects the empty dishes. Jian Xiaozhou can't help but worry about Yi-yun. Yi-yun says that many strange events have happened since falling into the river. Yi-yun decides he's had enough thinking for the day. Yi-yun sits on top of a rock and is about to inhale the energy of the earth and the heavens, feeling the qi surrounding him. After opening the second channel of special meridians, Yi-yun can inhale the energy of the earth and the heavens to restore his strength. In order for Yi-yun to develop in this direction, one must learn how to move into the state of nothingness. Yi-yun had figured out how to enter this state while still in the river. Thanks to the amethyst's protection, Yi-yun didn't notice the cold or heat, and the stars were carried above his head. Yi-yun stepped into this state. He's embarking on the final phase. Yi-yun gathers all his strength, moving to the 5th stage of the mortal blood level. Suddenly, Yi-yun spits out a clot of blood. Yi-yun spat out the remaining impurities of raw blood after cultivation. He managed to advance to the 5th stage of the mortal blood level, the Qi Gatherer stage. A man lies in bed in pain. There's a dark energy emanating around his house. Lian Chengyu throws and smashes the cup on the floor. He shouts indignantly at Zhao Teju, telling him off. Lian Chengyu sternly asks if Zhao Teju has forgotten what they agreed on. Zhao Teji is being thrown out of the building. The young master ordered Zhao Tejue to stay out of his sight until he brought good news. Zhao Teju gathers a crowd of tribesmen. Rubbing his cheek, Zhao Teju asks the people not to yell. People are asking the Lord to take pity and bring more magic pills. Zhao Teju grabs the man by his clothes, saying, "How dare they ask for pills?" forgetting how worthless their lives are. He calls out to his tribesmen how insignificant their lives are. The word from the crowd is that people's lives are at stake. Zhao Teju strictly says that he who does not work does not eat. Zhao Teji is approached with good news. Zhao Teju is about to personally report the news to the young master when he is told. Lian Chengyu wondered how Zhao Teju dared to come back again. Zhao Teju has good news. The monster bone is ready. They are surprised that the bone is ready 10 days early. Lian Chengyu is glad, because he has more time to prepare for the trial. Zhao Teju is confident that under the young lord's leadership, all nations will be united. The satisfied grandpa is going to prepare a ceremony to transfer the energy of the monster bone. The tribe builds a large bonfire for the ceremony. The shaman dances, beginning the ceremony. The people have sacrificed the last cow in the tribe, and they are waiting for Mr. Lian Chengyu. Lian Chengyu comes in with his grandfather. Lian Chengyu asks what kind of medicine he brought, and Grandpa asks him to keep quiet. Lian Chengyu kneels in front of the fire. The ceremony ends. Zhao Teju cries out for a time of change. A bright fireworks display appears in the sky. Yi Yun notices the fireworks laughing at this spectacle. Yi Yun tries to be quieter so as not to wake up her sister. Yi Yun carefully approaches Jian Xiaozhou. Jian Xiaozhou quietly asks Yi Yun not to leave. Yi Yun hugs Jian Xiaozhou, saying that he will always be with her. Jian Xiaozhou smiles contentedly and falls asleep. Lian Chengyu opens a small box. There is a suspicious lump in the box. Lian Chengyu reaches for it without understanding. The young gentleman tastes this lump. It looks like a lump of earth and tastes like a pill made of mud. Lian Chengyu swallows this lump, thinking that this is how it should be. He says that there is not a moment to lose. Lian Chengyu is obligated to break through to the next level. Zhao Teju orders the others to take their time to disturb the young master, or else the consequences will not be long in coming. Grandpa thanks Teacher Yao profusely after Lian Chengyu's breakthrough. Teacher Yao was happy to try. Lian Chengyu calmly sits amongst the rocks. Lian Chengyu tries to keep her cool. After all, this is an important event and can't be rushed. Once Lian Chengyu could break through to the next level, he would be able to exact his revenge. Lian Chengyu clenched and unclenched his fists, wanting to achieve patience. Zhao Teju tells the brothers that once the time comes, they must gather in front of the entrance. Everyone is mindful of what they have to do. Zhao Teju tells them to go back to their posts and keep quiet. So much time had already passed, but Lian Chengyu still couldn't feel anything. Lian Chengyu is confident of the presence of energy in the monster bone, and the frost poison hasn't gone anywhere. He says the clump of mud appears when it rains and falls apart with just a touch. Lian Chengyu tells himself that if he wants to achieve better results, he must not lose his temper. Lian Chengyu calmly exhaled. Zhao Teju voices how dare his brother interfere with the young master's impulse. He says it's been a couple hours, with no results. Zhao Teju tells his brother to shut up and not tell anyone about this. Lian Chengyu coughs up blood, not understanding what caused everything to happen like this. He clenches his fists, unable to believe what's happening. Lian Chengyu angrily lifts up and shouts. He falls exhaustedly face down on the rock. Everyone pays attention when they hear young Master Lian shouting, all running to congratulate the young master on his rush to purple blood levels. They call out to Lian Chengyu and see him exhausted. Lian Chengyu's view is not good at all. Uncle is trying to figure out what happened to Lian Chengyu. Teacher Yao says that young master couldn't break through and didn't ask with anger, causing him to hurt himself. Uncle realizes that you can't let anyone know about this. Yi Yun is making braised legs. Yi Yun is happy and lets Jian Xiaozhou taste the chicken. Yi Yun suddenly heard something and asks his sister to stay in the hut. Jian Xiaozhou doesn't have time to think before Yi Yun is gone. Yi Yun makes his way to the top of the tree, noticing someone. Yi Yun notices the big monsters coming one after another. The caravan of the divine Taihe kingdom is coming, for the competition is near. In the wild plains is the spiritual Mount Tao. The Tao tribe had existed for thousands of years without fear, without monsters, relying on the spiritual mountain. Only the Tao clan can welcome guests with a group of purple blood-level warriors in these lands. The Tao Diu clan welcomes Lord Zhang Tan, the voivode of Jin Lun Wei. Zhang Tan walks closer to the elder. The old man and the young talents of their tribe prepared a feast for Zhang Tan. He refuses, saying he has appointments with 2 other people, and apologizes. The old man asks him to look at a small gift. Zhang Tan asks if the old man is willing to take the blame if the 2 venerable ones are displeased. The old man waves back, apologizing to Zhang Tan, and lets him make way for him. Su Jia pondered over the game with Xin Tong. Xin Tong observes that the teacher ponders his move for a full 15 minutes. He takes into account Xin Tong's playing skill, which has increased a lot. Su Jia is distracted by a knock on the door. Zhan Tan says outside the door that he has arrived to deliver a letter to Mr. Su. Su Jia quickly lets him in. Xin Tong turns around, noticing that the playing board is completely empty. Zhan Tan apologizes for the intrusion, for he didn't mean to disturb Mr. Su. Su Jia says it's okay, and asks Xin Tong to make tea. Zhan Tan no longer dares to disturb Su Jia as he has many other things to do. Mr. Su takes the letter and lets Zhan Tan go. Zhan Tan walks out the door sighing. Mr. Su produces several seals, opening the letter. Xin Tong wondered about the contents of the letter that Zhan Tan had given. After opening the letter, a purple monster spirit comes out. Su Jia sees that Out is being asked for help and sees this as a great opportunity. He says the map of an ancient secret formation is linked to the appearance of the pink clouds. They're not out of the woods yet. Mr. Su has searched the entire world, and he won't stop until he finds a way to remove the curse of yin energy from Xin Tong. Yi Yun notices a sudden frost over the roof, believing it to be an attack by wild beasts. He climbs to the top of the tree, spotting a huge bird. Yi Yun sees a man from Jin Lun Wei. The man drops a large bomb into the sky and flies on. Yi Yun notices the big explosion, finding it too pathos. From the smoke, inscriptions could be seen saying that in 3 days, the tribes should hold a selection of 10 people to participate in the state of the Taihe divine realm. Yi Yun decides to definitely participate. It's his time. Instructor Yao informs Lian Chengyu that the selection will begin soon. Lian Chengyu looks at the pink clouds. He knows about the selection. Teacher Yao notices that Lian Chengyu's resentment has hurt his heart. He asks Lian Chengyu not to get angry anymore. Lian Chengyu's recovery is going well. There are still a couple days until the main selection, and Lian Chengyu will definitely have time to regain his full strength. Teacher Yao says that Lian Chengyu shouldn't try to break through to a new level every night. Lian Chengyu should restrain his emotions. This will allow him to heal faster, and Lian Chengyu knows this. Teacher Yao informs him that the tribal elder wants to hold a screening to select the remaining 10 warriors. The elder gathers a multitude of people for selection. Zhao Teju spots a great opportunity in the Lian tribe's mess. Zhao Teju appropriated many medicinal herbs stored outside the training ground. Zhao Teju declares the selection of the Lian tribe open. He asked the people to welcome young master Lian Chengyu. A multitude of people raise their hands and call out for Mr. Lian. Lian Chengyu sits down at the table, and everyone around him shouts for him. Mr. Lian Chengyu orders the selection to begin. Zhao Teju loudly declares the selection open. Zhao Teju asks who is willing to fight him. A sturdy man comes forward, ready to fight Zhao Teju. The people around are surprised that Yao Yuan's top disciples will fight now. Dali steps onto the platform to Zhao Teji. Zhao Teji tells his brother to back out before it's too late, but he stands firm. Two strong warriors start a fight. Dali is starting to not be able to handle the pressure of Zhao Teji. He awkwardly admits defeat. The guy gets thrown back into the crowd, and Zhao Teju calls out the next guy. People are surprised when Lord Zhao became so strong. Zhao Teju laughs, deciding that he will be the first warrior to be screened along with the young master. Zhao Teju asks if there is anyone against his words. A man is found that is opposed, and Zhao Teju asks him to show himself. Yi Yun steps forward, showing himself. Zhao Teju is indignant, not understanding how Yi Yun ended up here. Mr. Lian Chengyu falls into a stupor upon noticing Yi Yun. Yi Yun asks, wasn't it Zhao Teju who was challenging everyone? Zhao Teju menacingly wonders if Yi Yun wanted to die. The people around don't understand why Yi Yun is still alive and are wary of him. Auntie asks the girl to be quieter when she notices Yi Yun. A woman in the crowd asks Zhao Teju to kill Yi Yun. Yi Yun looks at the woman and tells Lian Chengyu that he bred a den of rats and snakes here while Yi Yun was away. The woman calls Yi Yun sassy and claims that Zhao Teju will rip Yi Yun to shreds. At the words of the woman in the crowd, Yi Yun only smiles. Yi Yun turns to the young master, wondering if he is feeling well. Lian Chengyu orders Zhao Teju to kill Yi Yun. Zhao Teju swings in for a punch, aiming his fist at Yi Yun's face. Yi Yun stops someone else's fist, for it is too weak for him. Zhao Teju gets scared and bounces backwards from Yi Yun. Suddenly, Zhao Teju cries out loudly about the pain in his arm. He asks for help, for his hand was able to look terrible. Zhao Teju steps back and asks Yi Yun for mercy. Yi Yun throws a powerful punch that throws Zhao Teju off balance. It hits hard against the table where Lian Chengyu was sitting. Lian Chengyu quickly backs away and is hit by Zhao Teju's blood. Yi Yun apologizes to the young master, for the hands and feet have no eyes. The girl asks the young master to avenge Zhao Teju. Lian Chengyu was surprised that Yi Yun had survived that event. He notices that Yi Yun has become much stronger. Lian Chengyu smiled calmly. He turns to Yi Yun, saying, why blame him for Yi Yun teaching Zhao Teju a lesson? Yi Yun rod, asking what they should do with the girl in the back. Lian Chengyu replies to Yi Yun to do for himself as he knows how. Yi Yun grabs the woman by her clothes. She asks Mr. Lian Chengyu for help. Lian Chengyu clutched the chair tightly, thinking once he recovered, then Yi Yun and Yan Xiaoju would beg him for a quick death. Yi Yun notices how Lian Chengyu is now sky-high. Yi Yun is about to punch a woman for her sister. He throws her off with a hard slap. The crowd slightly bows to Yi Yun. Lian Chengyu remarks that Yi Yun is really incredible and gives him a place in the competition. Yi Yun says how a few days ago people hated him like a devil in the flesh. He cries out that people now bow down to him as if he were a god. The crowd screams that it's not their fault. Yi Yun asks if people really think he spread the plague. The elder inserts his own word, saying it's all slander. Yi Yun laughs lightly after hearing someone else's words. Yi Yun says that the workers got sick because of the frost poison of the monster bone. People are surprised and now understand why only those who went to the brew were sick. The elder shouts that these are all baseless accusations. After all, Lian Chengyu also absorbed the bone, but he is completely healthy. Yi Yun looks around and asks if the elder is sure of his words. Lian Chengyu abruptly stands up and says that he will forgive this kind of behavior from Yi Yun this time, considering his young age. People agree that Yi Yun is overreacting. Lian Chengyu forgives Yi Yun's insolence and asks him not to behave so recklessly from now on. Lian Chengyu asks Yi Yun what to do with all the trustworthy residents of their tribe. Yi Yun sees that Lian Chengyu's injury is quite expected. Yi Yun realizes that what's more important is what Yao Yuan has to say. Lian Chengyu asks Teacher Yao to rein in Yi Yun. Teacher Yao says that Lian Chengyu should be more courteous. Yao Yuan does not want to interfere with Yi Yun's talent. Lian Chengyu interjects, to which Teacher Yao says that Yi Yun is developed both mentally and morally, and the limit of his strength is unknown to them. He adds that if Lian Chengyu decides to fight now, the young master will be unfortunate. Yi Yun resolutely sits down in front of the people. Suddenly, Yao Yuan asks Chengyu to give him one of the pass marks. Lian Chengyu is surprised at what Teacher Yao is about to do. Yao Yuan says he will keep an eye on Yi Yun's progress. The young gentleman does not want any conflicts, especially while going through the competition. Yao Yuan says that Yi Yun will have to cooperate with Lian Chengyu for the good of all the tribesmen. If Yi Yun agrees, then he should accept this sign. Yao Yuan throws a pass sign towards Yi Yun. Yi Yun easily catches the sign and thanks. Yi Yun realizes that this should be enough to put their conflict with Lian Chengyu on hold for now. Yi Yun will end it here for today, as there is no point in continuing this altercation. Lian Chengyu greatly resented Yi Yun. Yi Yun realizes that it would be foolish to just leave. He offers Lian Chengyu a sparring match. Lian Chengyu irritably pounded his fist on the table. Yi Yun steps off the platform, laughing, for it was a joke. Lian Chengyu gets even angrier, but Yao Yuan stops him. Yi Yun says to follow him if one wishes to die without even leaving a... Yi Yun resolutely walks through the crowd and goes into the hut. Jian Xiaozhou notices Yi Yun and asks if he's okay. Yi Yun explains that everything is fine, and his sister doesn't need to worry. Jian Xiaozhou hugged her brother tightly, not understanding how she could not be worried about Yi Yun. Yi Yun doesn't understand why Jian Xiaozhou cried. Jian Xiaozhou is quite fine with Yi Yun's participation in tomorrow's competition. She asks Yi Yun to promise that he won't take any unnecessary risks. Yi Yun promises her and hugs her back. Lian Chengyu bows to Teacher Yao and says that Yi Yun can't stay in the tribe. Yao Yuan doesn't understand why it's difficult for Lian Chengyu to wait for the end of the competition. Lian Chengyu wants to add something, but he is interrupted by Yao Yuan. He explains that participating in the Taihei Divine Realm competition is very strict, and Yao Yuan is not advised to use any cheap tricks. He says that there will be a skill rotation during the last round, and this is the only chance for Lian Chengyu. Yao Yuan hopes that Lian Chengyu will not let him down. People all around are discussing the incredible beast. The girl looks around, noticing Yi Yun in the distance. Yi Yun fairly runs towards her. He brought the girl some chicken. The girl says goodbye and wishes Yi Yun good luck.